friends, thought I would do a short car vlog since time seems to be of the premium here. So I'm still recovering from my eye surgery. I go on Thursday and get the stitches out, which I'm not looking forward to. So, but needs to be done. And I still have some little scabbed areas, but all in all, I think it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with it. So, I've been working in my garden, of course. I haven't been doing too much cooking because I haven't had the time, but I've been eating a lot of salads and stir-fry things because of the garden. And so not many cooking videos coming up, but that'll happen again when the weather gets colder. So I finally got all my flowers planted, which makes me very happy, but I still have to do all my vegetables. Well, not all of them, but a big bunch of them. And I've decided I'm just going to add some cow manure, some compost cow manure, and just stick things in. I'll try and put plants together that like each other, but I'm not going to fuss much with planting seeds and all that. It's just not working out for me this year because first it was the weather, and then it was my surgery, and now today my mom's not feeling well, which is happening quite a bit lately. So I have to go take her to the doctor, which is perfectly fine. She comes first. But like I said, it doesn't leave much time for much of anything else. So there's no purging of the house going on. There's no cooking going on. There's none of that happening. And my house really needs a good cleaning. But all in good time. What is that? To everything there is a season, and that's what happens when you're a gardener. So I haven't even been on the boat yet, which by now, you know, we would have been on the boat for a while already, but with everything else that's going on, that hasn't happened yet. But that's coming too. I'm hoping to get there this weekend. This is going crooked for some reason. So I'm hoping to get there this weekend, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So my mom lives about half an hour away from me. So it's not like I can just pop over there, you know, once a day. But I do the best I can, and she's all right living on her own yet. But it's difficult when your parent gets older, and you know, everybody has their life. They have theirs, you have yours, and it takes some adjusting to get everybody coordinated. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. And we'll go from there. So I'll be back in a little bit. So my little granddaughter called me yesterday and wanted to come over. She likes to do that every once in a while. Sometimes she'll just show up at the door because they live right down the street, about a half a mile. And I love when they do that. They just kind of show up. And since I'm home most of the time, I really enjoy that. But she set up my little gnome garden, and she had fun and I had fun. So a little later this afternoon, I'll show you around my garden because it's really starting to, the plants are really starting to pop up. So I'm excited about that. And since I got all my flowers planted, it's looking very nice. So I will do a little bit of a garden tour and So that's what's happening in my world. What are you guys up to? Are you gardening? Are you going to the beach? What's your favorite thing to do in the summer? Or what are your favorite things to do? Let me know in the comments below. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy when you guys leave me comments, and I read every single one of them. I may not answer every one of them because, like I said, things are kind of crazy right now. But I do read them all, and I really enjoy that. So, and you know, I love when you talk to each other. That's always nice too, because you give each other ideas, you give me ideas. Hopefully I give you some ideas. But, you know, a lot of us are lower income, and we need ideas to live our best life. I mean, you don't have to have a ton of money to do that, but you do have to have some imagination and some friends. Friends are important. They're fun to hang out with. So I'm thinking I want to have a cookout after my hard work in the garden is done. And I'm setting up different seating areas and places that people can hang out. And I think that'll be fun to have a little cookout just with the family. So I'm going to plan that maybe the end of June or July and see what happens. All right, well, I'm going to go pick up my mom now, and then I'll be back in a little while with a tour of my garden. Lots of work to do in the garden. So let's go out into the garden. Those are still pretty. I still have to work on my deck. This is like the last on the list. I still have some things to plant here. This is just going to be a quick little tour. And all my friends are out. It's supposed to rain today. So I don't think I'll get much gardening done, but I do have a plan. Now here is the little fairy garden that my little granddaughter put together. And these are lobelia, and I can't remember what the name of this is, but it's supposedly a perennial. I don't know if it's a perennial around here, but so that's my little fairy garden. And my Don Juan rose bush is starting to bloom, and it gets real pretty fragrant red roses. So we have that going on. I planted some coleus in with this lemon balm, and I'm hoping that it grows. Sometimes the coleus takes and sometimes it doesn't. Then we have over here, I have my garlic and the onions that I bought from the store, and those are starting to flower. And then I have my shallots over there and celery. It's coming along. Everything's still pretty small, but the celery is growing. It's coming along. And then here is my DIY bird bath, and I decided to make it 3 tiers. I have one that's hanging. I've had that for years. And I had these bowls since my glass bird bath broke. So this is working out fine. And then over here is my vegetable garden, one of them. My beets are coming along. They aren't epic because I had all those fruit flies in here, but they're starting to come up now. I don't know, I haven't separated beets and transplanted them, but I'm going to try it. Over here I have my radishes, and I need to put my tomatoes in here in these pots yet. I have the cages ready. My potatoes are going crazy. Those are carrots, more potatoes, and they're all different varieties. Another bag of potatoes. Those are planted from the kitchen potato. Those are russets. My bush beans are starting to come up. These are my I believe they're turnips. And then these are kind of late bloomers, but they're coming up. And these are parsnips. And I'm just keeping them covered because I don't know what's what, and the cottonwood is just going crazy, so I know I'll have a lot of cottonwood seedlings. And then here, it's real shady today, so my little fountain isn't going, but I have some water lettuce, and my lemon balm is pretty much taking over here. This is a volunteer rose of Sharon that I'm going to leave there because I lost a lot of trees in my lilac. This has been on the way out for years, but it does have new growth, so I'm just going to leave that. And then over here, I want to spray paint this dark brown. And then I have red cushions for there, and I need to clean up yet. And my begonias and impatiens are doing very nicely. So far, so good. And then I have to fix this fountain. I think it leaks. So I'll put a little bit of caulking wherever it leaks. I just haven't gotten around to that. These are still doing well. These are the marigolds I planted, and I stuck more lemon balm in with them. So those are doing okay. Over here in my tower garden, my plan is to plant lettuces now that it's this side is in the shade. So I have some cos coming up here. I just planted those. Here I have some corn salad, and I see a couple little sprouts, but I don't know if it's corn salad or if it's from the cottonwood tree. So my zinnias are very happy up here. I have some parsley that's coming along nicely. And here I planted some borage, however you pronounce it, and that's starting to come up. So, and then these are still empty. I want to plant some more lettuces in there. And over here I have strawberries, which are very happy. They're growing nicely. They're transplants from another bed. And over here I transplanted some spinach that was starting to bolt, and I just thought I'd see if it does better here in the shade, and it seems to be still growing. And then up here I planted a salad blend, and that's starting to come up too. So it's really annoying though with this cottonwood, which is this big huge tree up here, and every year as soon as I plant things, the cottonwood comes down, so it messes everything up. So here I planted flowers. I had these some of these red planters, and I just planted some zinnias and marigolds, and then here I planted coleus and marigolds. And this is two bird of paradise that I got at Home Depot, or was it Lowe's? No, I think it was Home Depot. So I didn't realize how big these get, but I do want to overwinter those. And then my dahlias are coming up nicely. Some of these marigolds aren't too happy, but you always lose a few. So then over here is my little tropical garden area. And I have my mojito elephant ears and a couple different varieties. I have more marigolds, and this is a dahlia. Then over here I have planted some more beets and chard, and they're coming up nicely. And here I'm waiting for an elephant ear to come up from over here, but nothing happening yet. So, and apparently these elephant ears, they can grow in a little side of a pond or something. So these are self-retaining water-retaining containers. So I stuck them in there. Then over here I have a canna that is starting to bloom. And my plan is to overwinter all these bulbs so I don't have to keep buying these things over and over. I have some lovely parsley here doing well. And my peppers, and looks like my radishes are starting to form, little radishes. So, and this pepper I trimmed back. I overwintered these, so I wanted to see how they turned out, but this one isn't epic. This one's doing better. This one's doing pretty well, and this was a store-bought one that I topped off, and I'm hoping it'll branch off. So over here I transplanted these little peppers. They're little red peppers. I transplanted those a few days ago, and they seem to be perking up. They seem to be doing pretty well. My little eggplants seem to have survived the transplant. And then I transplanted this this lettuce from back here. I moved it up, and this is a Great Lakes lettuce that seems to be coming along, and that I will do cut and come again. My kale is doing well. A couple of them have flowered, and I'm leaving them for the pollinators, and hopefully I will get some seed from that. Over here I have some more impatiens and begonias. They seem to be happy here. This is shaded over here. My plan is to make this a shade garden, but right now I need to put up a fencing because the dogs keep digging over there, and I have a rhododendron there they keep stepping on it. And then this is a yeah, she usually doesn't go in there. It's the bigger two. And then I have a clematis that wants to climb back up. They wrecked the other part of it, so I transplanted it over here where they can't get to it. So, and over here I just planted a couple elephant ear bulbs that I bought earlier, and these are cannas. So I'm hoping those come up soon. My pimentos they're still small, but they're coming along. And my chives, I've already harvested a couple times from that. And my pak choi, I'm letting this go to seed. I harvested a bunch of it, but since this was going to seed, I thought I'd leave it. And then I have this whole thing of chives that I want to harvest the flowers from. Either for a salad or make some chive vinegar out of it. Very tasty. So I have that, and then I'll take you over here. So I have a beautiful lily here that I just bought. I need to put this in the ground. These are some cosmos. I got this one from my mom. This one I bought. And I still have to plant these hardy gladiola. And I have this beautiful blue hosta, and it's getting bigger and bigger. I have more hostas here, and I forget the name of this plant. Yeah, it'll come to me. So I have just perennials in this bed. And then here I have a nasturtium and a couple of zinnias. So we'll see how those come along. And these, I planted some zinnias in this pot, and I turned around and the dogs had pulled several of them out. So I put them on this side of the gate because they're just destructive. And this is my little herb garden. So this is sage, a couple different kinds. Rosemary, curry, and this is marjoram. So I have those going, and then I just bought this thornless blackberry bush. So I need to put that in a bigger pot. This is fennel, and it's really got pretty foliage, but fennel doesn't like to be planted with other vegetables. So that's in its own pot. And then these pots I still have to plant up with tomatoes and things. And my Wandering Jenny is coming back like everywhere back here. And I really love the lime green of it, so I leave that. I just ordered a mulberry bush that I want to plant here in this planter, because I do like mulberries. So they'll go there. And then over here, I have more begonias and impatiens. And this is another piece of the clematis from the other spot that I just put in this pot. And I'm hoping this will come back every year, but I'm not sure since it is in a pot. And this I all need to weed yet. These are, they call them snake berries. They look like a strawberry, but they're not. They're like a wild strawberry, but they don't taste good. So, but I need to clean all that out. And in these pots I planted coleus and impatiens. So that's what I have there. So let me take you over here into my vegetable garden. That is a real mess because I haven't gotten to it yet. I was going to do that yesterday, but then I ended up taking my mom to the doctor instead. So a couple of my cabbages have already bolted. My snap peas, they're coming along. This is going to have tomatoes in it, but I need to weed it. I've got some more kale gone to seed. I don't know what this is. It was a volunteer something, this, but I thought it was pretty, so I left it. It's a weed of some sort, but I don't know what it is. And I think this is all garlic, and it's starting to get some scapes on there. I think it's garlic. I have tomatoes that need to go in over there. And yeah, lots of work to do here. I have garlic that I planted here and here that's coming up nicely. So still lots of work to do here. And this will be my vegetable garden, and I'm hoping to get this all in by next week. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.